McCarthy, our buddy, former assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, the man who helped put the first World Trade Center bomber behind bars, the Blind Sheik, and he's also director of the Center for Law and Counterterrorism, which I happened to see on the way they identified you on Fox when you were with Megyn Kelly. Busy day for you, my friend.
Yeah, very busy, Steve. Unfortunately, when I get busy,
I know.
usually bad things have happened.
I know. Well, I appreciate your time very, very much. And let me ask you this. We've had conflicting reports about Steve Emerson, who was on, I think, before you on Fox and was on with us here. But he said that the Saudi person was not a person of interest. Peter King came on with me and contradicted that and said I would not rule that man out. I would not rule out the Al-Qaeda either. Based on, and I know we don't know a lot, based on what you've seen so far and heard so far and read so far and have taken in, you have any clue as to what this looks like?
Well, I would agree with Pete King that we shouldn't be ruling Al-Qaeda out because I think there's a very strong chance that Al-Qaeda is involved. As for the guy who they had in custody, my understanding is that after Steve broke the story that the government no longer regarded him as a person of interest, the Justice Department confirmed that report. Now, I'm dealing in conflicting reports, Steve, just like you are. So, and I have to say that even though I've been through this a number of times, and this always happens, it's nevertheless frustrating that a lot of the details they put out in the initial chaos of an event like this end up being walked back within hours, if not days. So, we have to be a little bit careful with all the information that's emerging and be confident that, within a few days, I imagine the smoke will lift a bit and we'll have a much better idea of where we are on this.
Well, certainly there's a lot of conflicting information or information that is proven to be wrong from yesterday from the scene of the bombing, and we could talk a little bit about that. But let me ask you, as a man who worked for the Justice Department, I mean, is there ever a reason that because I had told King that the government officials had agreed and verified Steve Emerson's story, and he said I still wouldn't rule it out. He gave the reasoning behind it. He said they got a warrant. They had a reason to get a warrant. Right. It was approved. They carried bags out of the guy's apartment. He has the guy had a web page, a Facebook page with all kinds of anti-American stuff on it posted by people. So my question to you is there ever a reason for the Justice Department to, I won't say lie, but to put out information that might help them with a case and might not be 100% accurate?
Let's put it this way, Steve. If you are interviewing a suspect, you are permitted to lie to the suspect if you think it will help the interrogation. So that if, for example, let's say you have two culprits, you put them in separate rooms, and you indicate to one that the other